A short story, The Eldest Vulture. There's nothing in nature that is bad, and that includes vultures. They pick at the rotting carcasses that other animals cannot eat, and they help with the natural cycle of life and rebirth. That is what happens in a healthy ecosystem where vultures belong and are but one part of the circle of life. When the eldest vulture first came to Butterfly Island, it was a land that had never seen a vulture before. It was overfilled with animals both big and small: jumbo wolves, blarney birds, gray bills, timber snakes, tree mice, tropical raccoons, star bears, elliptical snakes, and so many more. When the vulture found the island, he was still young, and there was so much to eat. He ate all day and all night until his stomach was about to burst. He was happy, but he knew that what would make him even happier: having all of his family and friends with him. So the vulture went home and he found all his family and friends, and he told them about the island, and he told them that it was paradise, and he told them how to get there. And then he came back, and when he did, an old ox turtle was watching him and watching him, and eventually this ox turtle said to the vulture, "You should not have done that. Back where you come from, vultures have a place, but on this island, we have no defenses against one such as you. And if you are not careful, you will soon destroy what you love so much about this place." "That is too bad for you," the vulture laughed, and he partied as he welcomed his family and friends. And over the years, his family and friends make a camp, and they grow, and they are so much craftier and wittier than all the other animals that they can pretty much do whatever they please. And there's more than enough food to satisfy them, to engorge them even. And the vultures become fat and proud. The ox turtle came back and warned the vulture once more. He said that many of the trees have since died because there are no more elk deer and elephant mice to fertilize the soil. The vulture just laughed and ignored the ox turtle. The vultures had more than enough food, but now that there were thousands of them, as they had multiplied quite quickly, they were beginning to become very annoyed at the star bears and jumbo wolves, who were much faster and much stronger hunters than they. And so the vultures, with all of their wit, thought of ways to either drive off or scare or kill these animals, so that the vultures had even more food. And they did, and in a few years' time, the vultures' competition was nearly extinct. The fields turned into overgrown shrublands, since the jumbo wolves were no longer there to drive the other animals into the fields, and the population of musk snails and apple snails boomed because the star bears were no longer there to eat them. But the vultures did not care because the predators were gone, and there was more for the vultures to eat. The vultures cleared the fields, which were now shrublands, because they deemed them useless anyway, and built a huge palace for all the wealthy vultures to live in. And they sat in the palace all day and boasted about their greatness. And things did seem great for some years to come, but little by little the other animals died out. A lot of the trees died out, and even the insects died out. Eventually, the eldest vulture, the one that founded this place, went to talk to the old ox turtle and ask him what had gone wrong. "You came into a place you did not belong, and you took more than you needed, and you just kept taking. Did you think things would be okay?" the ox turtle asked. The vulture frowned, but then laughed. "You do not know what you are talking about," he shouted, and despite everything falling apart around him, all of his friends and children becoming hungry, he ordered a grand feast and declared proudly, "Here is to the next great age of the vultures. Do not let anyone tell you that we are in decline." And the vultures partied and ate the last of their scroungings, despite many of them know that food was scarce, that the forest was dying, and that the island was but a shadow of what it once was. They partied until late that night, and the next day they all woke up late, and they were all weak. The eldest vulture assured them that it would all be okay, and he led them all on a search for food that lasted 4 days. Each day they became weaker and weaker. And then at last they found something moving in the distance. They did not know what it was, but they were assured that whatever it was, they could handle it. And as they drew closer, they saw it was a great horde of star bears. The vultures, overconfident, descended upon them without much of a plan, weak from hunger and overfull of bravado. Many die in the battle and the rest retreat. They build walls around their castle and tell themselves that no one can get in and that they are safe. But the walls are so tall that the vultures cannot get out, and eventually they all starve and die.